Welcome to another episode of the Money Mantra. Happy Friday, everybody. Today we are going to be going over something that we all use every single day. Especially if you're trading HFX, if you're on my team directly, this is the broker that most people use. It's not the only broker that there is, but it's the first one that I started with. I've tried other stuff, but I haven't really seen anything as user friendly and as just simple and easy and progressive as Pocket Option. I have been using it since July of 2020 when I first started trading HFX, and since then it hasn't been bad to me. Pocket Option does have some amazing features that other brokers do not have. So it's not to persuade you, but more so to give you an in-depth overview to let you know how to make the most of this broker. So let me just make sure that all the messages are coming to me, and make sure that I can send messages out to everyone. Now, if you are watching this video on YouTube, make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can subscribe and you don't miss any updates for whenever I do go live. If you are not subscribed to YouTube, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share this with everybody and definitely leave anything that you learned in the comments and for sure pass it on. So again, like I said, we're going to be focused on Pocket Option today. I'm going to go ahead and get started and share my screen. If you guys can all see my screen, just go ahead and let me get some twos in the chat for lucky 2022. All right, so I'll wait for a few confirmations, just making sure everyone can see. If you can see my screen, just drop some twos in the chat. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you guys so much. So again, we're going to be going over a broker called pocketoption.com. Pocket Option is a broker that you can use if you are doing binary options trading. Now, binary options means that you literally have two options. It means you can either buy, as you'll see right here by this green button, or you can sell. Now, if you are in I Am Mastery Academy's platform, then HFX is one of the academies that you can enroll with to help you with binary options education, binary options scanners, and just a bunch of other amazing things that you can use to actually multiply your money from home. Pocket Option is a free app and it does have a companion, well, it's a free website, I should say. And it does have a companion app called PO Trade or PO Trader. It just depends on if you're using an iPhone or if you are using an Android. Now, I do want to preface this by saying if you are going to be trading from your phone and you want to make the most of Pocket Option, personally, I don't use the app. I just go to pocketoption.com directly on my phone and it mirrors the web interface pretty much exactly. So that's why I prefer it. The app is also very easy to use, but you do get a little bit like you don't really get all the features, you don't get the same display, and you don't get all these options. So first and foremost, I'm just going to start from the top of the screen and I'm going to work my way down. So you'll notice when you first log on to pocketoption.com, you'll have a bunch of options up here at the top of the screen. It'll of course have the country that you live in. If you're not in the United States, I live in New Jersey, so mine says it's an American flag. It says invest real money. Now, one of the best features about Pocket Option actually is the fact that you can have a demo account. So before you even get started to risk your real money, it is really helpful to have this demo account so that you can build it up. Pocket Option is really generous. They give you a virtual deposit of $1,000. This is not money that you can withdraw, but it is money that you can practice with and trade with before you're ready to risk real money. So you would just click this button here, invest real money when you are actually ready to go ahead and open that live account. But for now, we're going to be using the demo. Now, to the left of that directly, you have the stranger tab. And depending on how often you're trading, how frequently you're trading, and the success of your trades, it'll say stranger, it'll say beginner, it'll say expert. So because this is my demo account, I obviously have not deposited any funds. It's still going to say stranger. But this does change based on the frequency at which you're trading. And welcome to everybody who is just joining this call today. Now, this is one of my favorite features, and it's one of the newer updates that Pocket Option released in summer of 2021. If you click on the profile button, right, it'll have your name here, your ID number, and it has this little icon, right? So let's just say you're trading in a public place, you're trading in a library, or you're just trading in a house and you don't want everybody to know what your balance is, you can go ahead and click this eye and it'll actually turn into these little stars, which I really love. Now you can do this for your demo account, or you can do this for your live account as well. Um, Another thing I really love about once you click into the stranger tab, in addition to hiding your data, it also gives you your live account statistics for the day. So if I were to take one trade, it would say I've made one deal. My trading turnover and net turnover is how much I've invested into the market today. And obviously, the trading profit is going to be how much money I made that day. So let's just say, for example, we're going to do this 1 minute trade, right? We'll have about 20 seconds left. We're going to get into this trade for a sale. And we're just going to let this 1 minute pass by so that I can show you guys how the live statistics update, because it's so relevant. And it updates almost instantly after you take your trades or do your deals. So as we can see, this trade is in profit, it's not in profit. The market goes up and down, but it's not really about the trade right now as much as it is paying attention to the features, right? Because we have a lot to review today, and this may have to be a two-part class, but I'm hoping it's not, right? So far, we can see that we are 7 pips in profit, which is amazing. Pocket option also does give you the option to open up these tabs over here. So if you ever want to actually watch your trade in progress, you would click on the trades tab, right? And make sure you're on the open trade size. And you can see even more details once you click on this button. So we can see this trade is about to clear in 2 seconds, right? Congratulations, we've made $180 in 1 minute. And now if we go back to our live statistics, right? Oh, I guess it only gives you your live account statistics, but I thought it worked for the demo as well. So if you are on your live account, it'll say, let me see if it updated. It'll say one deal, trading turnover, $100, net turnover. It'll tell you what your profit. And you'll be able to do that as well. Pocket option also has a bunch of different games and tasks that you can complete to get these gems and rubies that also give you a lot of bonuses. Like one of these, if you get enough gems, I know they'll actually give you 10% cash back at the end of the month on any losses that you took in your account, which is extremely helpful because a lot of us seem to get discouraged once we lose the trades, but it's a little bit more rewarding knowing we can get that money back, right? Now, here you're going to see get 50% bonus. That's just for bonus. And this is a newer feature that they added, create a safe with a 10% interest rate. And I believe this is basically like a trading plan, right? I'm not exactly sure how it works yet, but because it's very new, but when I do learn more about it, I will come back and review the safe button. So if we're okay with understanding the features, how to check your live account statistics, how to make sure you're not over trading, how to hide your information, and also deposit real money, just go ahead and drop some 7s in the chat. All right, and I'll move on to the next thing we're going to be going over, because we're going to go into everything that you see on your screen. It has a purpose, and I'm going to make sure that you guys understand how to use it. All right, so I see some 7s coming in. If you guys understand how to hide your account information and how to view your live account statistics, just go ahead and drop some 7s so I can move on to the next thing. Hopefully you're taking notes because this will be recorded, but it's nice to have your notes as well. All right, awesome. So the next thing that's also within the top panel of pocketoption.com, if you click on it, oh no, they changed it. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go back to trading screen. We're gonna go back to the trading screen. So we're gonna actually move down to the next level because they updated as well. And I'll just work from left to right. Now, of course, if you click here, Pocket Option does give you the option to trade a bunch of things here in the foreign exchange market, which is what I focus on. It's going to give you a really long list of currency pairs. Now, one of the benefits, if you are making a pros and cons list of using Pocket Option, is the fact that you do have all of these assets to trade, which is amazing. I believe it's over 150 assets. I know every broker does not have every currency pair, which can be a little annoying, especially if you're on a live session with the educator and they may be trading, let's just say CAD/JPY. I don't believe Vide Forex has CAD/JPY. And it may be missing a few other pairs unless they made an update, but that is one of the pros of using pocket option is having all of these assets to trade. Now, not only can you trade currencies, which is what we tend to focus on with Forex, right? You can also trade cryptocurrencies as well. Now, the reason I avoid trading cryptocurrencies on pocket option is because the payout is always locked at 40%, right? That's the highest I've ever seen it. Although you do have the option to do it and they do add new cryptos almost all the time, it's best to just stick to trading your cryptos on the regular crypto platform that you use or by using your MetaTrader 4 app because you just get a way better payout than this. Although it's quick money, it is not a great payout here. On pocket option, you also have the option to trade commodities such as oil, silvers, gold, right? And these also change as well. Now, these aren't bad because the payouts tend to stay around 80%. I believe I've seen it go up to 92% sometimes on the weekend. But if you're not really a novice trader, I mean, if you're not really a experienced trader and you're still practicing, I would also avoid commodities because it has OTC. And OTC, it doesn't stand for off the charts, guys. It stands for over the counter. And there's actually no scanner to track the market movement of these. So it can be extremely risky. Now, once you do get more comfortable with trading, you can, of course, set up your support and resistance directly on the pocket option website, and you'll be able to trade this just like you trade anything else. You can also trade stocks as well. Now, a lot of us who trade in the foreign exchange market, when we try to talk to people about it, they always try to compare it to stocks. Now, the stock market is different, right? It's a completely different financial market than the foreign exchange market. But pocket option is a trading broker, right? Which means that you have the option to trade a bunch of things. Now, if you look here, you'll see some of the top companies in America, right? In America, I had to double check, right? We have Intel, Amazon, FedEx, Twitter, Visa, McDonald's, Tesla, etc. You can also trade these things the same way that you would getting into the trade for a minute or so. For example, if I click Intel OTC and I did my analysis correctly, right? Let's just say I decided to go into this trade for a sell, right? If I went into this trade for a sell, it's going to work in the market the same exact way that it does when we're trading currencies. It's just a different asset. And then, of course, this is something recent that pocket option added. You also have the ability to trade indices as well. Indices, if you're trading traditional forex, they can make you a lot of money. But as you can see here, the payout is just not that great. So it may change on the weekends. I'm not typically trading on the weekends simply because everything is OTC. But again, once you get in here, you understand your support and resistance, which I'll show you how to set up. You'll be completely fine to trade anything that you want to trade. So pocket option has a lot of options and a lot of different ways to make money. You don't have to be stuck in a box or stuck on this screen or stuck on currencies if that's not something that you're interested in or attracted to doing. So if we understand all of the options that we have to trade with pocket option, just go ahead and drop some sevens in the chat. And I'm going to move right on to the rest of these features here. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for your participation. All the messages are coming to me. So yeah, don't worry about that. So the next thing that we have here is the charts, right? We have chart types because you can change the way that your chart actually looks. So we have the line graph, which I personally prefer because I do most of my analysis on the Liberty scanner. If you are a member of I Am Mastery Academy, you know that you can log into your Go Liberty scanner to do all of your analysis. And pocket option, you would just be using to trade. Now, it's not that you cannot do your analysis on pocket option because you absolutely can. However, it's just best to go through an approved system that works, that a lot of people are using, that has a ton of results. I Am Academy also comes with the education that you need to be able to understand these charts. And right now, pocket option doesn't have any thorough trainings to teach you how to single-handedly trade with this product. So the next way that you can have your chart look, and this is how most people tend to look at their charts, especially when it comes to pocket option, is they'll have it on the candles view. And we all know what candles are. Candles are how we are actually reading and looking at the market. So we know the red candles, of course, are going to represent a selling market. We know the green candles are going to represent a buying market. We know flat top reds are for sell. We know flat bottom greens are for buy, right? And that's just pretty much the view. Now, You can also actually, if you decide that you just want to trade on pocket option and you wanted to customize your chart a little bit, because when I first started trading, my chart was completely, it looked completely different, right? It wasn't the standard red and green. I know a lot of us are also used to seeing red and blue. You can actually come in here, right, on your chart types. You can click custom candle colors. And of course, if you want it, you can change your uptrend color to blue, just so that it looks a little bit more congruent with what you're used to trading on your Liberty scanner, right? Now, let's just say you don't like these colors. Maybe you want your uptrend color to be purple and you want your downtrend color to be green, right? Or you want your downtrend color to be, let's do downtrend red, uptrend, right, light green. If you wanted your chart to look like Barney, guess what? You can do that as well. Whatever makes you comfortable. When I used to do one-on-one sessions and I only taught pocket options strictly, I would always tell people, especially if you were into sports, change the colors to your favorite teams, just because it gives your chart a little bit more personalization, because looking at this stuff can be so boring. Um it can just be so boring. So I just like to make it a little bit fun, but I'm gonna change it back to the standard colors, right? I'm gonna do my uptrend color blue, and I'm going to keep my downtrend color at red for the purpose of this training, but you do have the ability to change it. You can also change the thickness of your wicks, right, which is typically called a shadow if you want to use the technical terms for trading. And if you're like me and you have bad eyes, you may want to look at something that has a little bit more thickness to it, right? So we're going to change it back to regular, and we're going to click apply. Now, if this makes sense, right, you guys understand the assets that you can trade and how to customize your chart for what you want to look at, just drop some sevens in the chat. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for dropping those sevens in the chat. Now, of course, you have other ways that you can look at the chart as well. You have the bars and you have the Hakanashi candles. The difference between candles and Hakanashi candles, it's pretty much if the market, all right, let me try to make this not confusing, right? If we're looking at regular candles, right, we're going to see every single thing that happens in the market. We're going to see if it's blue, if it's red, right? Every single thing is going to be alternating as the trend is changing, right? So these are regular candles. If you're looking at Hakanashi candles, it's going to tell you a little bit more about the direction of the market. Now, if you paid attention to the first screen, you noticed the market was up, it was down, it was up, it was down, even with the wicks. But when we're using Hakanashi candles, we can see that in this sector, right, the momentum of the market was clearly going up. And if we look at this group of candles, right, we can see that the direction of the market was clearly going down, right? So regular candles will tell you what each and every candle is doing. Hakanashi candles will give you a little bit more insight into the actual trend. Again, we have our Hakanashi candles here. We have a set of red candles telling us that the market was in a downtrend for this period of time. And we have some blue candles here telling us that the market was in an uptrend for this period of time, right? Now, if that makes sense, just drop some threes in the chat so I don't get confused, right? Now, I'm going to just switch back the candles for 1 second so we can really see this difference. Awesome. Now, do we notice the difference, how we can go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, right? Now, even when you're looking at your chart on the Liberty scanner, I highly encourage you to just test what's better for you, right? I've used Hakanashi candles, I've used regular candles, and sometimes not even notice. But I have, when I do remember, I always switch my thing to Hakanashi on my Liberty scanner, right? Bars are the same exact thing. Pretty much this would be where it opens and closes at. As we can see, we have high, we have open, close, high, low, right? Same thing with the blue one. We have open, well, that one open and close at the same place. We have open, close, high, no, actually, no, open, close, high, low, right? We have, for the sell, we have open, open, close, high, low, right? So the bars sticking out of the side are going to tell you where that market opened at and closed at, depending on if it's a red or blue candle. And then these long things are essentially the wicks, right? And they're telling you what was the high and low. So if you feel like this is more comfortable to look at, then by all means, go ahead and use the bars. So I'm gonna go back to candles. Now, these settings I always have on, right? I always have my timer enabled. I always have auto scroll enabled, and I always have the snap grid enabled as well. Now, these things pretty much are just keeping me on track with my trades. Like if I'm right here and the market is continuously going over, my screen will automatically move over with the market. And that is what these settings are here for. So within this same chart type screen, we also have the different time frames or the frequencies at which your candles can appear. So you have S5, which is ridiculous, right? This means a candle is appearing every 5 seconds, right? Every 5 seconds. That's really quick. We also have 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, M1, which is my personal favorite, M3, which is the second favorite of mine, M5, all the way up to M30 for the minutes, H1 for the hour, H4 for hour 4, and D1 for the day. So you can really get into some longer term trades on HFX, which I'm not opposed to doing. Let's just say if you know you're going to be out for a while and maybe you not the type of person to take your phone everywhere, but you want to set up your trades before you leave the house. And when you come back, it should be just on that 4-hour mark and it's about to clear. So it's really convenient to be able to look at the market in different ways. So I'm going to just go back over to M5, right? Because M5 is just a standard for me when I'm trading HFX, because that's about enough time for me to analyze what I need to analyze before I get into the trade. So for now, we're going to keep it on candles. I'm going to keep my colors at red and blue. And I'm also going to keep the frequency at which my candles are forming at M5, because that's the same exact thing I would do on my Liberty scanner, right? And I want everything to be as closely mirrored as possible. Now, this next thing that I'm going to show you is something that for some reason people just don't want you to know or don't want you to understand. Now, if you're focused on your education, you have no reason to essentially drop out of school just because you learned something new, right? You want to continue your education and get as much as you can out of it before you make any rash or harsh decisions. But again, that is completely up to you. I cannot force you to do anything. So pocket option actually has a lot of indicators, right? So essentially, you would be able to make your chart the way that you want to make your chart, right? Some popular indicators that I'll add to my chart, just to give you guys a little bit of just a little, I would say, pocket option trading secret, is to choose indicators that you're familiar with and indicators that you actually like. So I'm going to go ahead and add Bollinger Bands. I'm going to add my RSI, right? I'm going to add my awesome oscillator, and I'm going to add a moving average, right? I'm going to add a moving average. Now I'm going to change my settings really quickly. So just give me a second, guys. And then we're going to notice how this looks so familiar to something that we use every single day, if you are actively trading, right? So let me just go ahead and change these in here. I need this to be 3 pixels. I don't want no background on there. I want my moving average to be, I'll make it purple, right? I'll make it a little bit thicker so we can see that. I'm going to change my RSI settings as well. The main line is going to be, well, let's do my top line first, should be red, 3 pixels. This line should be blue, 3 pixels. And we're going to change this main line to black. And we're going to make it a little bit thicker, right? We're going to make it a little bit thicker. And I'm going to take this one off. All right, so we'll save it. And I'm going to change the settings to my awesome oscillator as well. And again, this is something you guys can go in and do, anything that looks more appealing to you. So if we're looking at this chart, right, can somebody just drop in the chat, what does this remind you of, right? Let me just add one more indicator, right? I'm going to add my parabolic SAR. What does this remind you of, right? Anybody can just drop it in the chat. Any strategy that you've seen that looks like this? All right, I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to answer. Exactly. It looks like Simple Scalper. That is amazing. Go ahead and drop your Cash App in the chat so I can send you a reward for your participation and answering the question. This looks exactly like Simple Scalper. So I'm showing you this to show you that if you understand, right, if you have trading education and you know how to actually look at the charts, you can recreate anything that you want and get similar to the same results. Now, I'm not encouraging anybody to do this, but I am saying that you can get your trading education, and you always want to make sure that is backed by something that's a little bit more credible. Now, Pocket Option is a great site, but what I love about I Am Mastery Academy is that they are actually linked. They have a contract, they have a deal with TradingView. Now, a lot of people will try to go to TradingView to try to avoid the education, but you cannot avoid the education. You just cannot do it. You have to learn what you're doing, or this is still going to look like chicken scratch to you. Now, because you have indicators on your chart, you can do the same thing, right? So let's move over to the new tab because we know we have indicators on our chart, right? Let's go to our drawings. And what's my favorite tool, right? The horizontal line. Get yourself a horizontal line, right? I'm actually going to add 2 of these on the chart. Just doing a basic little setup. Can I change the thickness? Yes. Right. And I'm going to add 1 more horizontal line, right? Just so that I have 2 on my chart. Oh, I added too many. And I'm gonna go ahead and change the settings to this as well. All right, there we go. So let's just say we are looking at this currency pair, or, oh, and I like that once you put your indicators on, you can change to any currency pair and your indicators will still be there, right? Everything will still be the same way. So I have my 2 lines here. You guys know if you're trying to find the entry point, you will put your horizontal line at the bottom of the candle. You put your horizontal line at the top of the candle, right? Wherever the top of the candle may be. And then you just go start counting your confirmations, right? Just like you would for anything else. You would say, do I see a blue candle, right? Or what color is the current candle? It's blue. And let me actually just put this on the screen so you guys can see it as well. And I love who's ever on this call, because whoever's not on this call is missing out, right? Because these are the gems, right? So if I'm going for a buy, I would say, okay, what color is the current candle? And if you guys don't know the questions that I'm asking or going through, make sure you check out the video on YouTube. It's called the HFX Trading Checklist, or you can even use the tally mark method for pickpocket. Those videos are on the channel as well. So what color is the current candle? The current candle is blue. Are the candles above or below? Like, has the candle crossed the bottom blue line? Yes, it has. Another confirmation for a buy. What color... are the candles above or under the SAR? They're under the SAR, so that's a confirmation for a seller. Is the RSI facing up or down? It's in the middle, but I'm going to give it to the buyers. And then we have what color is our volume bar, which we're using for the awesome oscillator. It's red. So we can still see, using our pocket option indicators, we have 3 confirmations for a buy, 2 confirmations for a sell. If we look at our, what is this thing called? This is called I always call it the thermometer, but it's not that. If we look at this, we can also see that the buyers have a little bit more strength. We give another confirmation to the buy. And guess what, family? We already have our entry point because it's at the bottom of the candle. We know buy candles open at the bottom. So we're going to say when the market, right? We can either say when the market gets to 443, and because we're directly on pocket option, we don't have to add those 5 points. We can say when the market gets to 443, we're going to go for that buy, or if the market gets to 472, we're going to go for that sell based on the indicators that we have. So if this is making sense to you guys, are following me so far, right? Just drop some 7s in the chat. Right? Just drop some 7s if you're following me, if you're learning something, if you're liking this training. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And welcome to the people who are just joining us. Right? So now we have 2 options here. We can see sell at 41, buy at 443. Nothing's really happening right now, but we don't got to do much because we already have everything we need. We're just waiting to actually get in the trade. So we're just going to let this sit here. And I'm going to continue to go over the features of pocket options so that you guys can make the most of your trading experience. So of course here, this is really the deciding factor to a lot of trades that I decide to make. This little bar up here. Let me just go ahead and put a circle around it so you can know where I'm looking. If you currently use pocket option and you do not have this feature on, you want to make sure you click right next to the paintbrush, right where you get your horizontal line. You click right here, and it's called Market Watch, right? So you can have social trading. I don't know if I'll go over that today, but it's also very helpful, another indicator. And you also have the trade monitor. All right, look, we below our thing. So let's see if we get in for this buy. What's going to happen? Right, we're below our entry point. So I got in at 436. Oh, but it's looking like it may continue to sell now because we got a red candle under the SAR, under the line. So that going for a buy was a bad move. We should have just went for the sell, but we'll see what happens. So you want to make sure you turn on your market watch because it's going to tell you essentially, are there more buyers and sellers in the market? So currently we can see that it looks like there's more buyers in the market, but because of that, the sellers are being extremely, extremely, extremely resistant, right? So the buyers, it's a lot more buyers than sellers, right? But the sellers are going to have to retaliate to balance this scale back out, which is why you see the market being held at that point. Whenever you see the market just stopping, did we clear that trade? Really? That's amazing. That's amazing, right? And it stayed within our range. I love it, right? So that's what this is for. Now, if you're a visual person, right, and I don't want to confuse you and I don't want to tell you too many things that's going to confuse you. If you're a visual person, you can actually use the social trading feature as well. This is something that helped me a lot when I first started trading with Pocket Option, because I didn't know what I was doing. When I first started trading HFX, there was nobody on my team that was trading HFX. I had to literally be the catalyst for the change within my entire organization for people that were trading in this style. Now, social trading is super, super cool. If you click it, you're literally going to see these little bubbles pop up, and it's only telling you what everybody else is doing at the same time. So let's just say our market is still here. We got a red candle. Everything's red. So I think I'm going to go for a sell. I think I'm going to move my top line down. And I think I'm going to go for a sell if the market gets back up to 465, right? And I'm going to do this to show you specifically how the social trading feature works. All right, there we go. It's already working. I don't even have to do anything. So if we get back up to 464, right, we're going to go ahead and get in for a sell if you guys are following along and you want to. Now, you're going to see these little bubbles popping up on the screen. That's telling you where other people entered the market. That's literally telling you what other people are doing and where other people enter the market. So let's see if I can zoom in. They changed the zoom feature, but essentially, if I see that a lot of people are getting in at 464, I'm going to want to take that trade as well, right? I see people are getting in here. I see nobody's getting in down here. So why would I do that to myself? Social trading just lets you know, like I said, what other people are doing so you can have a better idea, right? Now, these people all sold up here. That's amazing. You can actually click on it. Oh, and these people, you can actually copy trades from other people, but I do not recommend that you do that because as you can see, this person is copying somebody else's trade and the payout is only 48%, which is not good, right? So let's just say I wanted to get in here. Let's just say I wanted to take the sell right there because I can see that a lot of people actually got in right there, which would make that a really nice entry point. If it's accurate, right? If everything's accurate and everybody gets the same and did the same analysis, then guess what? This trade should also continue to drop and clear. Not only do we see that there are a lot of sellers in the market, but we see in exactly where everybody else got in, right? If this is making sense, guys, and you like the social trading feature or you at least understand what it serves to do, just go ahead and drop some threes in the chat, right? Because this can help you out a lot. Look at this. We took a social trade idea, right? After, right, we did our own analysis, and we are currently 6 points in profit, right? We are expecting to clear his trade because everything is in our favor. Plus, right? Plus, we have more sellers than buyers. So this is really saying that we are going to clear, right? We are going to clear, which is amazing. We clear it by how many points, right? We clear it by 16 points, right? Just by utilizing some basic features and tools. Right now, if you guys are taking these trades and you are clearing, just go ahead and drop cleared in the chat, right? Drop if you're clearing or drop if you're learning. And again, all the messages are coming to me directly, so I can see everything, right? I can see everything. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I see some new people are just joining the call. We are doing a pocket option in-depth overview simply because I haven't been able to do this in a while. We've been working a lot on strategies. We've been focusing a lot on Forex, but I feel like a lot of people are not really learning anymore. Like I don't really see people making money the way they used to, and it's really confusing to me. Like I honestly feel like there's so many resources. I feel like I've taught so many classes. We used to be so excited, and I really don't know what's going on with everybody, but let me just tell y'all that money is still being made, right? So I never stopped teaching. People just stopped caring about learning, right? So there we go. We're gonna move right on. We're gonna move right along. Move right along. Oh yeah, yep. Been trading for almost a year and still learning something new with pocket option. Yeah, it's always something new to learn, right? Because the more you know, you can become a better trader. And this I had to go through all these trials and tribulations and learn. So I love passing on the information and helping other people in their trading journey, right? I'm really passionate about that. All right, bet. So we got Market Watch. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off social trading because I personally don't like that. I don't like it because I don't need to use it. I'll just trust my own analysis before I trust somebody else's. But as you are practicing, and as you are becoming a better trader, it does give you a little bit of confidence when you know, okay, I'm not the only person who thinks this. This is gonna be a good entry point. All right. So the next thing we're gonna start to go over is this panel here. Now your panel may be I don't want to switch it back, but your panel may be at the bottom, right? You may see yours at the bottom. I just prefer mine on the right side. If you like the way that this setup is, there should be a little, I don't see the little button to switch it back over, but there should be a little triangle right above your sell button that will switch it over for you. So if you want to switch and you want it to look like this, you have every right to do that. Now, of course, your time is going to be how long you are staying into the trade. You don't have to be on M1 if you're not comfortable being on M1. I just prefer M1 because after trading for so long and building up my confidence and learning through RM Academy, I'm like, okay, if I can do this in 5 minutes, because I only used to take 5 minute trades, then I can do this in 3 minutes. And I told myself, if I can do this in 3 minutes, then I can do this in 1 minute. 1 minute trades are extremely risky. I would say that 3 minutes is a nice medium. Typically, the market will make its move in that 3 minutes. 1 minute, it's a little risky, but it's not impossible to clear if you trust your analysis and everything is inarguably, in your favor. So you have M1, of course, all the way up to H4. Now if I got into this trade for 4 hours, it literally would you would be in that trade for 4 hours. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So you can choose whatever is best or whatever fits your analysis at the time. So we're gonna stick with M1 for now. All right, let's see how we doing so far. All right. So we on a demo, right? We 3 out of 4, not bad, not bad. Now the next thing, they actually updated this feature as well, which I really love. So you can actually put how much you want to risk. Let's just say I want to risk $100, right? Let's just say I want to risk $100. Let me turn my viewing back on. Let's just say I want to risk $100. It's going to show me the dollar amount here. Now, let's just say you're actually sticking to a trading plan, which I highly recommend. And for people who are unfamiliar, a trading plan is something that helps you stay consistent with your trading and help you stay on track with your goals. You know exactly how much you should be making for the day, and you're essentially keeping track of all your trades to work towards an ultimate goal. Maybe you want to make $5,000 a month, so you need to make $29 in 29 days and 29 trades, right? You can break it down as small as you want. Some people trade by the dollar amount, and some people trade by the percentage. Now, let's just say if I only wanted to risk 8% of my account, right? Well, because this account is so high, it's going to keep changing it, but you can also trade by percentage. Now, what I really like about this is, let's just say I did want to risk 2.22% of my account, and I decided that I wanted to go in for a sell, right? Now, once I do that, my trade amount that I put into this trade was $1,000 based on this 2% of my account. Now, because my account went down, right? Because money came out of my account, the next amount that I can trade isn't going to be $1,000 because 2.22% of my new account balance is now $979. So let's just say I get in for this trade. It's going to put me in for $979, and it's actually going to auto adjust, right, based on how much is actually in your account. So essentially, there's no more over leveraging, there's no more over trading because you have everything you need. Not only this is essentially a risk calculator, right? And it's something that's extremely helpful, especially if you do use what is this thing called? If you do use an app, or if you do use the Steady scanner. Steady is based on risk to reward, right? Steady is another scanner that you can get through IM Mastery Academy, similar to the Go Liberty scanner, similar to the DeLorean scanner, similar to the Harmonic scanner. Yeah, it's based on percentages. So that's just a little another tidbit that I like. And of course, if you want to look back at the dollar amount, you can always just do that. right? So if you do trade off percentages and your goal is to not trade more than 8% per trade, let's just say you had a smaller account size, of course you would just put 8% there and it'll tell you exactly how much you should be trading. Now, if you guys think that feature is helpful, or it's just nice to know, just go ahead and drop some sevens in the chat. All right. Now the strike price is, of course, well, not the strike price, but the actual price right here. This is where the market currently is. So once you put your horizontal lines, if you choose to use that indicator, your horizontal line is going to be locked at a specific place that you're saying, okay, this is a marker in the market, right? This is just a placeholder. So my top line is at 464. We're only using the last three numbers because it's HFX. My bottom line is at 443. This moving blue number, right, for anybody who is not trading or currently not in IM, this moving blue number here is actually where the market is currently at this time. So if we have our market currently that's at 429 and we know we're going for a sell, our sell price will have to be higher than 428. So let's just say 429 or higher for a sell, right? And if we're going for a buy, it would have to be 429 or lower for a buy, because then the market will go up. Now this is, did we clear out the trade? Okay, we cleared. Okay, making money. So these buttons over here, of course, are your buy and sell buttons. The percentage used to be directly on the button, but they changed it to tell you what your payout is, which is here. And this is just the buy and sell button. So I know that if I'm going to be risking, if I have a account size where I can like risk this much money, $100, it tells me that the payout for this currency pair is 80%. And it means that I will make $80 profit if I clear this trade. So I'm essentially risking $100 to make $80, which isn't bad. Now the payouts will change. You really don't ever want to trade anything under 70%. It's just the standard. You want to make sure the reward is worth the risk that you're taking. But if I were to go to GBP CHF, you'll see that if I risk $100, I'm only going to be making $50, right? So I love the fact that they made it much more clear for you to see and navigate. So if you guys understand how to use the panel here, right, the buy sell panel, just go ahead and drop some threes in the chat. And if you do have any questions at this time, just go ahead and answer them so I can make sure I cover it. And I want to show you guys a little bit more features. We have a lot of things that we did, but then we also had a lot of stuff that we didn't explore, surprisingly, right? It seems like we covered a lot today, and we did, but it's not over, right? It's a lot to know. This website is amazing. And people ask me all the time, why are you still using Pocket Option? Because Pocket Option is lit. Pocket Option works. Pocket Option is flexible. Pocket Option is always changing. Pocket Option is always growing. Like, I don't know what other people are doing, but that's really none of my business. I don't clock people's money, right? Now, if you want to change the background color, you would just click here, right? You would click the stranger button, right? The same way you view your live statistics, and the same way you can hide your account balance from people that you don't want in your business. And then you click settings, right? After you click settings, you click theme, and you can either have the dark theme, right, which is what most people have. You can have a green theme, right? You can have a light theme, which I prefer because it looks like my Liberty scanner, or you can have a blue theme. Again, that's completely up to you. I know sometimes the darker colors are lighter on people's eyes, and they'll choose to use that. So you will go to settings, click on your profile image, you would click settings, you would change your theme color. Okay, we have another question here. Let me make sure I can pull it up. The time until purchase versus the time until expiration. Okay, yeah, I can definitely answer that. So we're going to go over time until purchase and time until expiration. And that may be one of the last things we have time to cover. So what you're going to notice on your Pocket Option screen, and welcome to everybody who's just joining us. You may have to go ahead and check the playback because we're actually almost done for today, unfortunately. So on your Pocket Option screen, you're going to notice 3 times, right? You're going to notice this time, right, which is the one we always pay attention to, and this is a big reason why we're losing our trades, right? You're going to see your time until expiration, and you're going to see your time until purchase. Now, What you're going to also notice is that if I change the time that I'm in the trade, right? So let's look at it first. Our time until purchase is currently 14 seconds. Now, if I change my minute to 3, our time until purchase now changes to 2 minutes and 12 seconds. What does that mean and why is it relevant? Your time, right? The first time, and you could just put time, right? It's going to be 3 different times. Your time, your TUP, and your TUE. So the time is how much time you're essentially expecting to be in the trade. The time is how long you're expecting to be in the trade. Let me put it on 2 minutes so it'll make more sense. So if I'm getting a trade for 2 minutes, I expect to be in a trade for 2 minutes, right? But if I get in right now, I'm only well, it's gonna put me in for 2 minutes and 6 seconds. So not a good example. All right, so your time is how long you're expecting to be into the trade. Your time until purchase is how long you have until the clock starts over, right? It's how long you have until the clock actually starts over, right? This is how much time you're actually going to be in the trade, right? No, I'm sorry. This is how much time you have until the clock starts over. So if I'm on 2 minutes, if I was to get into the trade right now, it's on 103, 101. I believe it's going to put me in for, hold on, y'all, because I'll be getting confused with these two. The time is how long you're actually in the trade. The time until purchase is how long you have until the clock starts over. And the time until expiration is, sorry, y'all. I don't know. I really don't know why I'm confused right now. I don't know why I'm confused right now. Jordan, I may have to send you a text because I'm just losing my train of thought and I don't know why, right? It's how long you're going to be in the trade, how long you expect you're actually going to be in the trade, and how long until the clock actually starts over, right? So how much time you expect to have, how much time you have until, how much time you're actually going to be in the trade, and how much time you have until the clock starts over. Okay, so yeah, that makes more sense, but I'll explain it to you separately because that was just mad confusing. But wow, we about to clear these trades too. I hope you guys actually got into some of these trades because if you did, it was a really, really, really good session for us, right? If you did, it was a really good session for us. If you guys took any trades, just go ahead and drop your records for this session, right? Because even though it's the demo account, it's really busting right now. We did essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades. So far, only 1 trade was lost, which is amazing. But this is more so the broker and the platform. So hopefully these 2 trades clear. We do got some time in it. Okay, that one looks like it just cleared. Amazing. I really, really, really hope y'all made some money with me today because it's been a minute, right? Well, for people who haven't been here, it's been a minute. I see some people who I haven't seen in a while. We don't have time to go over everything, right? We don't have time to go over everything, but the last thing that we will essentially be covering are all of these features over here, because they are all relevant and they can also help you get into your trades. You do have a signals button, and it's essentially another confirmation. Like if we're trading AUD, CAD, and we get all the confirmations for a buy, plus we get the buy arrows at the same exact time, it's like, wow, you should definitely go for this trade because not only is your analysis correct, but the market is literally telling you this is your signal, and this is your chance to get in. Social trading, again, is just telling you how much everybody has been making, and it tells you these people have made this money in their demo account. Here you'll also see all of your own just rewards and stuff that you can click. Oh, you said it can't be ranked on the demo account. But if you do get into playing the games and doing the tournaments, all of your stuff will also be here because people can essentially copy your trades because your trades are lit and you're a great trader. You have express trades, which will literally just put you into the trade right then and there with no analysis. We don't ever want to do that. And it's just going to put you into the trade based on the analysis that they do for you. They like, all right, everything looks good, we're going in. But I also don't encourage you to use that feature unless you're really comfortable trading a specific asset. You have your tournaments here. Of course, this is $0. It's a demo account, but if you do want to just have more fun while making money, I do encourage you to check out the tournaments, which you can find over here, right? Because we didn't even get to go over this side yet. Then we have pending trades. Pending trades are how you set up a trade for the future. Just in case you're not at your computer, or maybe you have to run to the back, but you really don't want to miss the trade that an educator called. if you're on a live session. Let's just say we're on CHF JPY. And we say that once the market gets to 719. If the market gets to 719 and the payout is at least 70%, we want to get in this trade for 1 minute. We want to risk $1,000, right? Let me just make sure that it actually happens sooner. And then we're going to get into that sell. It's going to be a pending trade. Now, you guys can't see me because my camera is off, but I set that pending trade for $7.15. See, look, I didn't even have to do anything. I'm currently moving my mouse. Once the market hits 715, based on the parameters I set, it automatically put me into that trade, right? It automatically put me into that trade. So I'm into the trade. I didn't have to press any buttons. All I had to do was do my analysis and set the parameters, right? Now, of course, if you want to learn how to use pending orders more, I do encourage you to watch the videos on my YouTube channel or check out an educator on I Am Mastery Academy that you already listen to and like, right? Don't overwhelm yourself and figure out how they do their analysis and how they set their pending orders. Now, like I said, Pocket Option is a broker that allows you to do this. I'm not sure about other brokers because I don't use them. But if you do have this feature, I'm pretty sure it'll be very similar, right? Figure out what your entry point is. Figure out when you want to get in, how long you want to be into the trade, and how much you want to risk. So this will actually be the last trade I'm doing. It'll be the last example. I feel like it was a lot of information that we covered today. So if you guys learned something new today, you could just drop some sevens in the chat and just let me know one thing that you learned today. Right? And let's just see, the first person to tell me what they learned, I will send you $10 on Cash App, right? I'll send you $10 on Cash App, or if you want Bitcoin, I'll send it in Bitcoin, right? It's completely up to you, right? So I'm waiting for the answers to come in. Let me check the chat. All right, so okay. All right, nice. So the first person to answer was Jocelyn. So Jocelyn, you can go ahead and drop your Cash App and let me know if you want cash or Bitcoin. And then also Kayla, she learned how to add additional indicators on Pocket Option, which is amazing. You can drop your Cash App as well and let me know if you want the cash or Bitcoin. But that is actually going to wrap up our session for today. Actually, guys, just I'm gonna put my number here. Everybody should already have my number, honestly. But just send me a text with your Cash App and the method of payment that you would like to receive. And Jordan says she learned about the social trading buy or sell option to see where the majority of people are placing trades. Yep. So I really, I just want y'all to practice, right? The market is about to close at 5 p.m. But as soon as it opens on Sunday, make sure you refer to your note to use everything you learned from I Am Mastery Academy, from your favorite educators, from me, from any of my YouTube videos. Use everything, and I promise you will become a better trader, right? It's not about getting rich overnight. It's about practice, right? Practice makes profit. I was not in a position to be doing the things that I'm doing right now this time last year. I just was not. Last year I was. In 2020, I was not, right? In 2020, I was not. I was still working. I was still struggling. I was still dependent on one stream of income. But since I learned to do this, I've been able to multiply my money every single day. If you guys follow me on Instagram at Money Mantra Cha, you'll often see me post my own trading results. You can also check out my highlights and you'll see the trading results of literal thousands of other people who really chose to focus on this skill. Learning this skill has allowed me to literally just create the life that I want to live. I no longer am in a scarcity or poverty mindset. I have a perfume addiction. If you guys know anything about fragrance, it is not cheap. And I promise you, I buy a couple of bottles of perfume a week. I was actually able to buy a brand new car because of this, right? Now, this is not things I was able to do in 2020. I was not able to do that. But because I learned to trade, I stayed 10 toes down. I purchased a new car, right, with only 8,000 miles on it, right, in January of this year, right? I'll be moving soon to a luxury apartment space, and I'm actually scheduled to take 6 vacations this year. And it's not about the money because I wasn't in a position to do these things last year. It's about I learned this skill and it changed my life, right? I know that if I need to book a flight, if I need to pay a bill, I can come on here and I can trade, right? These are things that I can do. So no matter what other people are doing, no matter how many people left your business, no matter how many people left your organization, no matter what your leaders or chairmen or people are saying or how everybody makes it look so easy, it's not easy. And that's something that you have to understand. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Like my life has grown up so much and it's only going to continue to be that way. And I really, really, really want the same thing for all of you. So just send me a text for the people who won. Yes, don't give up. Whatever you do, just send me a text for the people who did one so that I can make sure that I cash up you your prizes. And make sure you let everybody know that the money mantra is still fully running. We are oil, we are getting this bread, and we are moving on up in life. So that's all I have for you guys today. I love you so much, and I'll be posting this on my YouTube on Tuesday. So I'll see you then.